Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're doing more maintenance on the 2021 Honda HRV. We're going to be servicing the automatic transmission by changing out the fluid and the filters. So stick around with me. I'll show you step by step how to do it. You can do this at home, and in the description below the video I'll put links to the parts I used so that you know where to get them as well. Let's get started. In performing the transmission service, you've got to have access to the top here because it's difficult to see right down there is one of the filters. You got to take the cooler cover off to be able to access filter. The only way you can do that is to remove this piece of the air box. It goes underneath this piece of trim. Already know these two clips that hold this on are going to break when you take them out. So just know that ahead of time that you're going to need to get a couple of clips. The rest of these all pull up pretty easily. I'm going to use the trim tool and pull these up. Then we'll see if there's anything else that's holding this airbox in place. All right, in order to get the airbox out, that trim came off pretty easy. This is tucked up under the grill a little bit, so that's rubber, it pulls out. And this rubber coupling to the airbox pulls out. But down there, about where my finger is, there's a 10mm bolt. You got to remove that. And once you do, then it comes right out. So I needed to get this out of the way. And the reason we do is because the cooler we got to take off is located right there. 3 bolts. You see if there's anything else that's required to get out of the way of this. Looks like it'd be handy to get this out of the way, so we're going to remove that too and see if there's something else holding it in place we're just not aware of. To get the airbox out, there is a lower 10mm bolt right here in the bottom. Okay, to access this upper filter, which goes right there, right here where these looks like multi-plates are, that's the cooler. You gotta take these, there's 3 bolts that hold this on. Yeah, there's 3 bolts that hold it on. And in order to get it, the only way you're going to do it is to get this airbox out of the way. Well, this is what the airbox looks like. You ever seen anything like that? Anyway, there's 3 bolts that hold it on. From the top, you'll have that one. From the bottom, this one will be from the inside. Looks like that. And this one's inside almost the fender. And this requires taking off this additional trim panel that's underneath the car. It goes right inside. So see, you can access the transmission very easily there, and we'll drain it. But you got to take these trim panels off first and get that airbox out of the way. And of course, to get the airbox, you had to get the battery out. And it's really pretty straightforward. It's tedious. I won't kid you there. Have your 10mm sockets available in case you drop one. Have more than one. And just work at it, and you can get it. So now that I think we've actually reached the point, this will be the hardest part of the whole bit, is to get those 3 bolts out and replace the filter that's inside there. Once it's put back together, then we can raise it up and access everything else. Okay, I wanted to show you the parts we're replacing. This is the filter and O-rings that we've been fighting to get to. And that's what goes right in here. And let me get my hand in here so you can see it. See, on the inside of here, there's those 2 O-rings on the back of this component right here, and then the filter is inside of there. I'm going to see if I can use a pick to get that out. Okay, I used this pick to kind of go in and get behind this to pull it out. There's another O-ring on the back side of this that fell out. Okay, looking at the filters and the 3 O-rings, it's pretty obvious which one goes on the back of this. And this went in, this went to the inside of the transmission where the hole is. The other side's blocked off. So it inserts in this direction, and the O-ring goes right here. We slip that on, and we'll go put it back in place. Okay, I just used some of the fluid that was leaking out of this filter to lubricate these 2 O-rings and the 3rd one that goes on here. So I'm going to take this over to the transmission, insert this, and we'll pick the other two out of that block and insert these in place. Then we'll bolt it all back together. Reach under here. It'd be nice if this bracket was out of the way. That'd make things a little easier. This goes in pretty easily. Well, I say that. Get my hand in a better angle. There, and it snaps in place. That was easy enough. Now, let's see, these two O-rings. Get them up here where I can actually see them a little better. Okay, now if I can get that, sorry if my hand's in the way. Take that O-ring out. We'll put the new one in. Nice fit. A short one out. Interesting. Okay, we're going to have to reuse that in my particular kit. This is the one it gave me, not the same size. So we're going to have to reuse this one. Good to know. There must be another design or style that is similar. So now it's just a matter of putting this block in place here. Again, we're a little cramped on space. These are 12 millimeter bolts. Okay. That gets this one. Okay. Well, the good news is that's the worst one. The rest are a lot easier to do. One thing that you will notice on the top here as well, one thing you can notice while we're down here as well, here is the actual transmission dipstick. This pops out. So that's where we'll fill the transmission fluid from, that little hole. For right now, we're going to leave this in place. We don't want to risk any trash or anything getting in there. But that's when we get ready to fill it. Okay, let's raise it up so we can get to the bottom of the transmission and go ahead and knock this out. Okay, to give you a better idea of what we're going to be doing down here now and why we remove these panels, you can see with this panel in place, this would have covered this entire area up. Here's the drain plug. The panel was this far away. So it's probably possible to take this plug off. It's going to shoot out, hit the panel, and make a slight mess if you have your pan here. But you wouldn't have to remove the panel. But by removing all these panels, it allows you to see everything that's going on. This is the drain plug. We're popping that and draining the fluid out. All these bolts need to be loose and removed, and this is where the new gasket's going to go. But also when we drop this, there will be a filter inside there. When we refill it, we're going to refill it. We're going to take this plug out right here, and we will fill it until the fluid comes out of that plug. That way we know we have the correct amount of fluid and the depth. I got my drain pan directly below it. I'm not sure the trajectory of that fluid's coming out. I put this box just in front of the tire, so just in case it shoots out that far, I don't create a big mess. Loosens pretty easy. It's just a little snug, not bad. There should be between 4 and 5 quarts of fluid coming out. It's just about all drained out. I'm going to put the plug back in, then we will start removing all the bolts on the bottom and take that whole lower pan off. or it may be a little stuck. There we go. There's some pins that hold it in alignment. There's a pin right here and a pin right here that hold it in alignment. And I don't want to lose those either. Okay, there's two 10mm bolts that hold this filter in. This goes over this. I'm going to put a little bit of fluid on it, slip that on. Take those two 10mm bolts out, put that right in place. Also, inside the pan, there are two magnets. Look like this. They kind of go in the side and they have a little clip on them. Wipe them off and examine what they look like. What kind of debris? Is it just dirty fluid or is there metal particles? Mine look really good, but if you're having some severe transmission wear, or if you got a high mileage transmission, you may notice some metal particles within that, and it'll give you an indication as to how your transmission's wearing. Okay, now we're going to put the new filter in. We've got the O-ring in place. It's been oiled. It's right back in place nicely. Okay, as I mentioned before, here's that drain. Or not the drain, but the cap. Hardly get my hand in there to it. That's what it looks like. I'm going to set that aside. Get our funnel. Goes right down in there. And start loading it up. I am using genuine Honda HCF2 transmission fluid. This is what's recommended. I recommend staying with Honda. Again, it may cost a little bit more than whatever your local auto parts store is selling, but this is the good stuff, and it doesn't cost that much more. Gives you that peace of mind. Don't cheap out on something like this. You're not going to be doing your transmission service all that often. Maybe, depends on how you drive, where you live, everything, but you know, every maybe 75,000 miles. I think this car currently has about 50 on it, but I would say maybe every 75,000 do this. It'll keep that transmission going a long time. And these CVT transmissions, when they got issues, they can be an expensive repair. You don't want that. So keep up with the maintenance, and that'll be one less thing you got to worry about. While I'm pouring this in, I'm also looking down below at that plug that we removed, so that if any excess were to get into the transmission, it'll come out there. When it reaches that point, I will show you what that looks like. Service manual calls between 4 and 5 quarts. Servicing the transmission itself really isn't all that difficult. The hardest part, really, getting that part of that air intake out of the way. That was kind of a pain in the butt. Just a bunch of clips. And I know it makes it easier, me having a lift, but I haven't always had a lift. I've had to run them up on ramps and crawl underneath and probably do like most of you are doing. And that's okay. It can be done. Just takes a little longer. Takes a lot less time, though, when you already have a good idea of what you're doing before you get started, so that you're not wasting your time removing parts that don't need to be removed. Okay, I just started getting some out of there. See if I can take you below and see what that looks like. Okay, there it is. You can see it's coming out the hole a bit. So what I would suggest at this point is to put the plug back in the hole and start the transmission. Let it run a little bit and then come back, and since we drained quite a bit out, it hasn't been run through the system yet, so it'll probably take a little bit more. But right now it's showing to be full, so we're going to cap it put it back together, and then from this point I can start it up, go through the gears, and I can pull that cap out again, and then I can remove that plug from the bottom and add some fluid and make sure it's full at that point. As a tip in putting this back together, the air box that was so difficult to get out, it went in easy. If you angle it, pull this down, angle it towards the front of the car and give it a twist, it slides right up. I mean, it literally took about 30 seconds to put that thing back in place. So if you watch the video all the way through, note that so that when you take it out, twist it and point this in towards the front and it will slide right out. A lot easier. Okay, that's it. Let's check the fluid and make sure it's full now. Okay, after having gone through the gears on the transmission, lowered the car, pulled the plug, and a bit of advice: before you put the airbox in, start it and do that. Otherwise, makes getting your funnel a little more difficult to get back in there. I happen to have a long skinny one I could put in there, and it works, but it added complexity to it. Okay, now I'm gonna. Now I've got my quarter transmission fluid. I'm trying to focus on that. We'll see just how much more we have to add before it comes out. Okay, there it is, starting to come out right there. Perfect. I took exactly 4 quarts. We've covered a variety of things today on the Honda. Whether you're changing your oil, transmission fluid, air filter, or the cabin filter, there's and resetting your oil life. Don't forget to do that on your dash so that it's up to date. If you've learned something today, man, I appreciate it. A thumbs up would be great. I hope this helped you out. Hope you watch our other videos. We do other things besides just pure maintenance. We also do LS swaps on OBS trucks. Hope you learned something today. Thanks for watching.